Hello, and welcome back to another week of the Xbox Nord podcast, episode number 25. Last week, we said we're not going to talk about Forza. This week, we're promising you we're not going to just talk about Halo. But that's a lie. We're most likely going to just talk about Halo this week. We'll
Something
see.
happened.
I think you technically just talked about Forza.
Shh.
Yeah,
Damn, you guys, you got me there. You got me there.
keeping you
But
honest, you know?
Yeah. Thank you for calling me out when I can. But yes, all in all, I am happy for us to be back on all the way episode number 25. And whoa, we got a big surprise. We got lots of stuff to talk about. But so far, such a great week to talk about, and what a great future for Xbox now. Joining me as always, my two great dads, Joshua James and Dan Robertson. Joshua James, let me start with you. How you doing, man? How's it going? What's up with you?
Oh, not much. Same old, as they say. Enjoying games. Definitely been playing a lot of Forza Horizon. So, even though we're not going to get deep into Forza, we're definitely going to mention Forza because I've been playing a lot of that. Been playing a lot of It Takes Two with the wife. We've been really enjoying that. Which we will talk more about that, considering that's part of the Game of the Year discussions right there.
Absolutely.
But I would say the thing I'm playing the most right now, and I think we're all playing the most, is a little bit of Halo Infinite.
Oh, yes.
The multiplayer, I guess, beta before the full release on the 8th. But that's been a lot of fun. Been playing with a lot of people around the internet, some great friends. It's just been a really good time. Having some good matches yesterday and earlier on today. So just enjoying Halo right now. So
Nice.
yeah, no, life's good. Kids are really
Good.
really well, and planning Elise's birthday at the end of the month. So that's getting intense. Got to do some shopping, getting her a nice present. We got her a rocking horse last year. It's this like little unicorn, and she loves that. She rocks on that thing to this day. So how do you top that? How do you top something that she still loves, like cherishes to this day?
Yeah.
So I have my work cut out for me.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. I'm sure. Yeah.
It'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
She's a little monster. God, the attitude on this little girl sometimes. I love it. But man,
well, maybe they'll grow up.
I've never seen a child argue with you and just straight up gibberish.
Probably it is English in her. Look who's talking, right? Look who's talking, right? Yeah.
Always has to get the last word in.
Yeah. Clearly. Also with me is Dan Robertson. Dan, how you doing, my man? I'm digging those headphones, man. I want that headset.
It's a nice headset.
You jealous?
Yeah, for both of you. Yeah.
I like it. And they're just the options on it are nice, so I really can't complain.
You can tweak them easily.
Yeah.
Great. I've been playing a little bit of Halo Infinite and enjoying that because getting the feel for it and everything. I definitely got to play some more because I've been itching to play it. But I've also been trying to get through Superland, and I'm like 45% of the way through, and I've been playing a decent amount.
Yeah, I saw you were on it for a good chunk of today.
Yep, I'm still trying to just get to Breath's Edge too. Just actually kind of get farther in that. I've managed to build a base in that one, but I haven't touched it most of this week. And then I played a little bit of the Battlefield beta as well.
Yeah, I did play a little bit of that too.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying despite all the...
I've been enjoying the current version more.
Okay.
But there's still, it's still got some work to do on it. Me and Josh jumped on together, and it was really good playing some of the Portal stuff because they had Battlefield Bad Company.
Oh,
and that was...
I didn't know that.
But me and Dan were even talking about Portal makes the actual 2042 game just look bad because you jump onto Portal and you're like, oh, this old Battlefield, kind of just like in modern graphics is so enjoyable and so good. and then you go back to the other one, you're like, this is not it. So Portal makes the actual game look bad. I wish Portal was a free, like, I wish Portal was its own product. I would buy that.
It'd be like a free-to-play mode,
100%.
Yeah, or like give it to me for like $20. I'd be all over that.
Revamp just like a bunch of maps and modes that you can just play whatever older Battlefield games. Because, man, the older Battlefield games were just friggin' awesome.
May I ask, would you buy that game at this current state from that EA trial?
I'm not sure that I would just yet. I think I still want to wait a few months before they like let them update it, let them get some bugs out and get it working. Like, to be honest, I'm feeling probably like 6 months or so. Yeah, eventually it's going to just be on Game Pass.
With the EA Play integrated. Yeah.
Like, I love me some Battlefield, but it's a hard sell right now. It's just like it's got some decent gameplay, but I mean, but like Josh was saying, like, we were playing together, and it was like the Bad Company 2 maps just flowed well. Like, we were playing Rush, and just remembering the close quarters, like running together and like keeping as a little squad is like, it's a lot easier and more manageable in that, because there's a few paths that you can pick from, and it's not too open.
Yeah, and I like the how Rush really changes up the map. So the map we were playing on, the first half of it is this like long highway up to like a base at the end of the highway, and then once you take that over, it goes into like a curve, like down like a mountain path into a city, like a little town that is like multi-leveled. And once you get through that town, you get into like the shipping or like the train
shipping
yard. Yeah, like the train, and then the last area is the shipping yard that you get to. So there's all these like really like memorable steps to Rush, and even though Rush in Bad Company is not nearly as many players, I think it's like 32 or something like that, as the 120 something players. But like it just shows that good map design, good funneling of players. You don't need that many players to have an enjoyable like Battlefield experience. And playing the other one, it just seemed like a mess of players. Like there's just
I'm not sure if it's like I'm just getting old or what, but like it was just it was crazy, because it's kind of cool to have the like I almost appreciate it a little bit, because it's like an actual war zone almost. There's guys kind of everywhere. There's chaos. It's hard to concentrate, and like you still have to try and do your best and help out as many people as you can along the way. And it was interesting, but it gets very chaotic and very overwhelming very quickly. And there's a lot of like, I found I was trying to get into position to like take on a bigger or a capture area, and when it doesn't matter which way I was pointing, because no matter which way I looked at, there was always somebody behind me that was just shooting me in the back of the head.
And I feel like it's just not as straightforward. Like with Rush, you had 2 points, and you had to take the like the box and set the charges and stuff. And it's very like just straightforward. Where like I feel like in the 2042, it's just everywhere.
Yeah. Too convoluted.
Yeah, they had Breakthrough, I think is the game mode that it's called for like the main game, but it defaults to Conquest. And I like, for a massive game like that with that many players, I think Conquest is a great gameplay style, because then you can kind of move from checkpoint to checkpoint and try and capture all of them. And there's a lot of variety and spread out over a larger map, right? So you're not getting as much chaos all in one area. But I'd like to see something more like Rush, with fewer players that's just running really good, and like even like a little bit bigger maps than the Battlefield Bad Company 2 maps.
Yeah, I feel like Rush is such a good game mode, right? Like that front line. It's funny, there was a game called Frontline, and the whole game mode was kind of like Rush. It was a back and forth between the two. And I don't know why companies haven't tried to give me like
Make that
another
work better?
iteration
Yeah.
of make that work
Yeah.
like a little better.
Like tug of war. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little tug of war between the two maps, and I really enjoyed that. I wish Frontline had better gameplay. It was a bunch of ex DICE people who made that game.
Yeah.
The original one, mind you.
Yeah.
Not the or no, wait, was
Is it Frontline something Assault? That was the game called?
It's called Frontline. They made another game after it where it was like North Korea took over the States or something. What was it called?
Oh, Freedom Fighters. No, it's not Freedom Fighters.
Not Freedom Fighters.
But that was a great game.
There's a few like that. Like there's Homefront. There's
Homefront. That is it.
Homefront.
That's Homefront.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. It's Homefront. Yeah.
Yeah. They made Frontlines, and then after that they made the Homefront game, and then another company took over the Homefront.
Yeah,
2.
and then they were and that was
I don't
remember
know
playing Homefront. Homefront was good.
what they do now. So if they're even a company,
that's good. Awesome. Yeah.
What about you, Andrew? What are you been doing?
Gaming wise, actually, let me just do say that. What was it? Like before we talk about the big Halo thing, I was just like, I have to talk about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas with you guys because like I'm playing it on Game Pass.
That.
Pardon?
You
uninstalled that? My God! Like I can't
I
believe they released
I haven't started it yet.
They haven't. Like I can't believe they released that. Like it is almost okay. It is fun playing some of those missions again from memory lane, but in this state, it should not be for sale.
I've heard it's buggy as hell.
The rain, Dan. Okay, the rain. When it rains, you can't see anything. It's
terrible
pattern, and when you look at the rain over the water, it doesn't render over the water. Like how the fuck did you pass this through QA?
Yeah. What's even really worse is when you are in cinematics.
Filter, dude. It's clearly just a filter.
So the one that I was actually a big throwback is when you're seeing cinematics of characters with dark complexion, like Samuel L. Jackson's character, you can barely see his face. Like they forgot to work on the brightness in this game. It is like there was a point where I was like this. And I'm like, I don't remember this. Like, and it was just terrible lighting from this version. It's awful. It's awful. And
man, I'm
do not buy
shocked
this game.
Added this. Like it is the worst port. It might be the worst port I've ever seen ever.
Yeah. But you know what?
It still look trash.
But you know what pisses me off? Josh, they delisted the original trilogy. You can't buy it. You can't buy 3 and Vice City.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand why. Like, if you're not going to get to the point of, like, if you're getting close to that deadline and you've got 3 games lined up, like, just focus on one at a time. Release one after the other. Like, why did you not just do that?
Like a release, like one after the other, like through the whole year. They could have had one in like the beginning of next year, summer, Christmas, and then boom.
I mean, that would help you with a massive amount of bugs and everything too, because they're all likely running on the same engine. They're all likely like going to be functionally the same, just separated by storyline and kind of gameplay that was that it revolved around for those specific games. But like, it already wasn't that different.
Yeah.
So you might as well have just like taken that, been like, okay, here's the first one. It's basically our test. Like, how do we do this? What's good about it? What's bad about it? Then, like, another year down the line, just release the next one and like have it better.
I think it was clearly like a Take-Two executive being like, if we release it at November, this is our fiscal year's like sales and all that stuff. They're looking at it like, oh, we release a Grand Theft Auto titled something. We're going to make X amount of money. This is perfect. We release it at this time, and we'll just say we'll update it from time to time or something like that. This was clearly one of those like.
I think it was basically just like, okay, we're getting crap for not releasing another Grand Theft Auto, so let's just re-release these and just push them out as quick as we can and just make that bank.
Yeah. You noticed the Marvel for Access game got delayed?
Yeah.
and it's being published by Take-Two, so man, I have a feeling they are
Yeah, that
They're scrambling to
Like,
fix
man, has
fix
Cyberpunk like
stuff.
not taught anyone? Like, people are not stupid. Like, how the hell did that? Even the rain alone, like, how did that get like past QA?
Yeah.
Like,
gaming press, but also I think like
I'm surprised
proper.
Microsoft paid
Yeah.
for it to be on Game Pass.
Game
Yeah,
Pass.
well,
Oh
and
man,
Sony,
yeah,
Sony as well,
Microsoft got
with Grand Theft Auto
screwed.
3. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony as well. Like they must have given like those two like a paycheck for 3 and also San Andreas, and Microsoft probably got kind of screwed over more because I'm guessing the San Andreas was much more coveted than 3. So,
Yeah. Dude,
um,
it's funny
yeah,
because he just had like an interview with the CEO. Phil Spencer just had an interview with the CEO of Take
yeah,
Two. I'd call him up after and be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this shit?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I wish he talked
kidding
like
me?
that. Yeah,
Like, but
but
seriously, like, like these platform holders would be like, "Yo, you come onto our platform and then you put this shit out there,
yeah,
and we essentially make you all the money because we give you access and you give us this crap.
yeah,
You give your
What do you
fans
do?
this crap. Like, what happened to the Rockstar's stamp of excellence? Like,
hmm
I know you guys didn't. It's not technically your, uh, but you're calling it the definitive edition. How dare you call that the
yeah,
definitive edition? That is crazy. When modders did it better for you in the original titles. Like, it's
I
already done.
yeah,
It's already done. Like, I saw the game totally modded out, and I
yeah,
was just like, this
just
looks almost like like a modern game right here. I'm like,
yeah,
why didn't you just get in touch with all those modders and just be like, it's done. Let's just put it into a package and just
give him
like
some
release
cuts.
it and give those modders credit
Yeah,
Yeah.
that these are the modders that did it, part of the
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto community that loved it. But you know what? Let's give it to some port house that did a bunch of mobile games and did like this. From what I heard, it's a copy. It's a copy on top of a copy because these guys ported the games to iOS and then they used that ported version for this definitive version. So it's like uploading your video over and over and over again.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's
And
a
like
coat of
on the
paint on top
iOS
of
from there, like why would you not just spend like when you have a project that big that you could make that much money off of, why
Yeah.
would you like not put your best foot forward? Or if that is your best foot forward, I mean like
crazy.
you should have asked for more money to get a better team or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Hopefully,
talking about not the best foot forward,
yeah.
let's talk about Halo.
Well, yeah, because that's the funny thing. I was about to say all of this being like at least, about feedback, right? But yes, going back, Microsoft had their 20th celebration, and like we all, suspected and hoped for Halo Infinite, it was launched at the end of the showcase. Mind you, this is still the beta version. The launch will come in December 8th. And oh my God, thank God, because this Battle Pass, while it looks awesome in content, the way you are earning this is atrocious and it needs to be fixed in ASAP. We do have an update that was recently on Twitter from their Halo community manager. I'm going to butcher this person's name, John Juniasek. Said changes are coming later this week, so probably sometime in the weekend. For starters, 343 is adding a play one game challenges, which will reward players simply by playing games. Thank frickin' God. They're also adjusting or removing some weekly challenges based on player feedback, designed to help speed up progress through the Battle Pass. The developers are also doubling the duration of Double XP for 30 minutes to an hour. I'll also explain why that's important. Also, it does mean that developers need to reset some of the players' challenges, including progress towards weekly challenges. So they're granting all players that log in between November 23rd to 30th this week that you get the ultimate reward. You get the Sigil Mark
Nice.
7 visor, which I think that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Before we all talk about all these things, I want to say why, because I don't know what level you guys are in, but I'm almost at level 7 and I've been grinding like crazy. I've been playing about at least 12 or 14 hours of the multiplayer. I've gone crazy on it.
12 and 14 hours and you're only level 7 is nuts.
Yeah. And the one of the most,
brutal.
well, that's exactly it. The thing they were talking about, the double XP for 30 minutes, if you are playing like a big team battle, that game lasts like 20 minutes. So your double XP is like only helpful for like one game. And so That's annoying on its own. The challenge cards or whatever it is, it's so specific, and it's kind of broken
Yeah.
because it's like, they were saying we want you to earn by whatever you do want. There's certain ones where like you need to get to a shade turret, so you need to wait for that one map out of all the 11 maps that has a shade turret, and you need to get on the shade turret and hope that there's going to be enemies coming at you. So I was like playing like, this is not how I want to play Halo. I want to just keep getting kills.
Or like do like repulse a person off the map. I'm like, what? Like,
what are
if
the
I just
chances?
want to play an arena and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like,
I was
just
half,
knocking up the grass.
I was half considering like if I should just start a custom game and see if I could just get another player in there and see if I can complete the challenges that way, because
you
it
can't
doesn't
get them in bot matches. By the way, you can't get someone in bot matches. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just ridiculous. Yeah, I had even some of the simpler ones are just ridiculous hard, like just blowing up a warthog. It's like when you're in a map with that many people and a warthog comes driving through, it's like you're 1 out of 7 people that's shooting at that warthog at the time that you might get a chance to destroy
it. Try throwing a grenade while you're on a warthog to get a kill from some, like that was these rare challenges. I was just like, damn, and the problem is, and then it puts in your head and you have to try to like think about it for a long time. So it just screws up with your game playing style. So,
and the way that I wanted to play, I wasn't accomplishing anything. It was like I wasn't completing the challenges because I was just actually playing the game.
But it also puts into question what everyone else's motivation is around you, right? Are we all trying to play and win this match? Or are you trying to get the bulldog so you can get 3 kills here? Are you obsessed with getting this item here so you can repulse this person off the map? Are you camping this item because you need 3, like, you know what I mean? Like it makes everyone when everyone has a different objective, when the objective should just be playing the game and the objective of the match itself. This is not Fortnite. Like, the thing with a battle royale where this works is you can kind of go off and like do almost like your own quest in like an open world and stuff. But that's not Halo. Halo is capture the flag, hold down the point.
When half your team's fucking around trying to complete challenges, you're like,
I'm getting destroyed. Fucking bulldog to spawn because I need to get this challenge done because I want to fucking level up. I'm like, So it just throws your question into everyone else playing around you's motivation because, like, especially for the people who bought the battle pass, like, I want my rewards. Like, the way progression is going now, I'm like, am I even going to make it to season 2 without, like, getting everything? Which is kind of crap because I would like to get maybe 75% through the season, have everything, and then, show it off for the last half of the season and then get into the next season. But, like, I feel like it's almost impossible. And then there's just, like, some quests that you are just forced to have, and then like you can pay to skip them and stuff like that. I just don't want to do. I have no desire to do this. Like, and I just feel like I'm stuck now in my battle pass, and I'm just not going to like really move forward at a snail's pace because I don't want to do your stupid fucking quest, and that drives me nuts. Because that's not how it is in the other Halo games. I almost prefer the rec system from Halo 5.
Same here.
Because at least with the rec system, I knew, okay, farm the bronze, farm the silver. Once you get everything out of there, when you get your gold packs, you get actual good items. So it took a lot of grinding there, but at least I knew what I was getting out of that, like.
Yeah.
Plus, there was so many XP boosts. There were so many XP boosts.
I was just so surprised, like 3 games in, and I was like, okay, I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting all these kills. I'm like doing great and everything. And it was just like, oh, you didn't complete these specific challenges, so you're still like level 1. I'm like it took me like 5 matches to get to level 1. I was like, what is happening here?
Rewarding. Like, has Forza did Forza teach you nothing? Getting that number up all the time, getting those rewards, getting those wheel spins. Like, come on.
Like, this is not how video games are supposed to work. Give me my dopamine. I want to just I accomplish things. Let me accomplish things.
But I didn't think that their system could get, like, people didn't like the rec system from Halo 5, so they went for a worse system. And even the worst part about this whole thing is when they announced this is how the progression was going to be like 3 months ago or something like that, the
Yeah.
entire community said, no, this is a bad idea. And look where we are.
Yeah.
Look where we are, right?
Thank God this is a beta. Thank God this came out as a beta. Because,
Yeah, because this is like
Yeah.
it's so funny because you like we said, the content in the past is cool. Like I
Yep.
like
Yeah.
the content in the past, but oh man, that is
Yeah.
bad.
And I can tell they're holding
I'm
back
level
some because
3. I have like 6-7 hours into this game, like longer.
Yeah.
Like what?
yeah,
Sorry, Dan, yours.
100%. No, it's just like I was surprised that I'm sure they're holding back their content to
Yeah.
actually like show
Oh,
off
yeah.
everything. But
Yeah.
the content that was there, it was all interesting. It was stuff I wanted. It was stuff I was like, why aren't I unlocking this faster? By the time I got to level 1, I was like 3-4 hours in or something, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do from here? Like I just got a suit.
It's
That's
fun.
not even the one I really wanted.
And the game like lives up on its own merits for like it's a fun game to play, and like I will just play it on its own for that. But I paid money for Battle Pass. I want to get my rewards. I'm playing the game good. I'm playing the game the way you want us to play based off the game modes. So reward me for that. Like, come on, it's easy.
Yeah. It just sucks when you're in the top of the
100%.
leader of like a ranked match. There's like so many games that was like the top leader, and I was like, and you didn't even level up. You know what I mean? You didn't even get any like XP, and you're just like,
nothing happened.
You're just like, why should I live? You know what I mean? Like I'm just, but okay, yes, we talked about this, and they said that they're gonna fix it. So we'll leave it to that because I don't want to like go to this thing because all of the internet
fully been released yet.
Yeah.
So.
But let's
now that the negative is out of the way.
Yeah. What game modes are you enjoying, and what do you guys hope to see in the future in the multiplayer portion? This is like a 2-part question. I want, I'll say my thing. I really miss SWAT. That was like a mode that I played nonstop, and I just wish there was like some sort of Super Fiesta or some more social modes because sometimes. After playing a bunch of ranked arena and big team battles, I'm just like, I just want rocket launchers and like blast everybody with rocket launchers for fun. I want like I just want to jump off and, you know what I mean? I just want to dance for like I want to cool off modes, right? And there's no infection.
You want to go back to Halo 5 and be like, okay, I'm going to play Super Fiesta. And
secretly, I wanted to do that, but I was like, let me just bear with this. I don't know. Let me just try to get, What about you two?
I'd say my favorite mode is like the classic, what's it, like hold the 3 points?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I
don't know why.
It's not control.
It's like territory or something.
Yeah. Because I keep saying it's control because of Destiny. But
that and Oddball has been a lot of fun. So those are my two favorite. But what I'd like to see out of the future, one, I would like to see, I think it was in Halo 3, but do you remember, God, I forget the name of the game mode, but it's the one that had all the skulls, and you collected them, and if you killed the person that had the most skulls, they would drop all the skulls. Yep. The whole point was to get like 20, I think, or like 25 at max to win. I would love to see game modes like that come back. I would like to see just Slayer. Like they need to really like
just a quick play Slayer. Yeah,
a lot of game modes into it. Been enjoying a lot of the new guns, but I miss a lot of, like, let's say Promethean weapons. I came to accustomed.
I don't.
Like I love the Promethean pistol that tracked you. That thing was dope. So there's a couple things I'm just like missing. The couple additions, I really have to get into the armory and just like fiddle with these guns.
Yeah.
The power weapons, I'm just like, I have no idea what this thing does.
Definitely work with the shock pistol because that shock pistol is really good.
Yeah.
It's just
the shock rifle I like too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing around with that in the gun range, basically, or whatever.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. But like as you're going through that, you're basically just like, you can headshot with that, and it just takes them out, and it chains lightning to other people too if you're getting body shots.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so it's like a nice like group attack sort of thing. So if you can nail somebody in the head, then you're more than likely going to kill them, and shock everyone around them too.
But I feel like what I would like to see out of the future for sure is stuff they brought into Halo 5. I want to see Warzone 2.0. Like, I would like to see the mixture of the PvE and the PvP aspect back into it. Like fighting or like Warzone Firefight when you fought like the grunt mech and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff's so awesome.
I can't wait for modes like that, and I think the custom games, like a few months after it actually releases and people play around with the custom games enough, then we're going to start getting some other game modes that they just discover people are loving to play.
Yeah, some cool Forge stuff as well, right? Yeah.
But they have such a roadmap for this game that they're going to be updating it for years and years, where like, let's say Halo 5, they only really did significant updates for a year, where I suspect this will actually get years and years of significant updates and patches for it and content.
Yeah.
Not just one. So this is just the start. It's very bare bones, but that's how these games start, right? But what is here is solid. It's fun. Like even from the
battle pass
with the battle pass and stuff. Like if I never got like any items or any looks or anything like that, just like how it was back in the day, right? We can only really change our color. I would still be having a great time. So, but man, they really need to fix that battle pass.
That's true. Just I guess just a question for you guys again, and Dan, I'll start with you. But like, would you be more excited with the campaign now because we see how this game feels? Because I mean, I love the gunplay. I love the gameplay loop. I love how
I'm not gonna lie. I started playing that, and I 100% knew the campaign was not available, but that did not stop me from trying no less than 3 times.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe the first level.
Maybe the next day.
It shows that I was wrong. I thought there would be 2 different load-ins for multiplayer and campaign, but it looks like it's just going to be 1 load-in. So I was wrong about that.
I think, you know why, Josh? I think because maybe Warzone and Firefight is going to have some sort of like some sort of capability, and like I don't know why, because I think I don't think Warzone might be free to play. I think Warzone might be actually
I think we'll probably see it separate later.
Yeah.
As they release more content and the multiplayer starts to get more busy, because that's the thing that's going to stay active and alive for the longest period of time, unless they're releasing like more and more chapters for the campaign. Like the campaign's going to be more or less set in stone with maybe an extra few levels here or there or whatever, but the multiplayer is going to have a battle pass every however many months or whatever, and then it's going to reset and reset and reset and keep going and going and going and getting bigger, right?
See, I could see them being like, okay, this is like Warzone 2.0. And, you know, for people who didn't play Halo 5, when we say Warzone, we're not talking Call of Duty. We're talking about there was a game mode in Halo 5 called Warzone. It was a mixture of PvE. So there was AI on the map that would spawn and PvP. And then you would eventually, almost like, think of Rush from Battlefield, because you'd had to work your way into their base and take out their core with like PvE. So what I could totally see them doing is taking that kind of idea, but putting almost a battle royale twist to it in squads of 4 or 3. I could see them doing a twist of that where it's like, let's say 10 squads of 5 people or 4.
Yeah.
On the map with bosses around that drop power weapons. And the way you get the power weapons is you have to kill the bosses and then you get, you know, the power weapon and stuff like that. Or kill the boss so you can call in like an ordnance or stuff like that. And you can almost do it like there's this game called Hunt. So you can watch like players like go into like a house where they're going to be taking out a boss. So you'd be like, okay, they're going to go and take that boss out, take those items, and we're going to ambush them right here. So they could do like a really cool mixture of stuff like that I think would take kind of a refreshing take on that game mode, but also still be unique from like generic battle royale games out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Hopefully.
think that would be cool.
Yeah. I'm quite certain, personally, that there will be a Battle Royale Halo mode or some sort of long, in like 3-4 months later. Something like on Season 2. Like, they're not going to announce it so soon because they're going to see how the player base is, but I'm certain it's not in the cards. It's already probably heavy in development and it's almost like ready to be released. It's my bet.
They're playing with the big boys on Steam concurrents right now, so
That's true. And you know what they said, this game won't last if it doesn't have a battle royale. So, we'll see.
Hey,
I don't believe that.
How about you make a new trend? Like,
yeah,
how about
do something interesting.
Exactly. How about you do something different? I think that would be cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anything else for Halo the video game before we move on? Or
I think we're gonna see on December 8th.
Yeah, that's true. Let's just wait till December 8th. Yeah.
The encouraging thing is, it looks like they are looking into the battle pass, and it seems like they can be very fluid, very reactive.
Yeah.
With this engine, and they can get stuff done and implement it quickly. So I hope that's what they, how long this Halo game took was, I heard it was creating this engine to make sure it was a very fluid and nimble and malleable engine for them. So hopefully they can hear feedback and implement it really quick. So I think the future is very bright. But what looks very bright in my opinion is a certain TV show coming to a certain platform I have no idea about.
Paramount Plus? Never heard of Paramount Plus? Come on, it's the latest streaming channel.
Streaming platform?
Yeah, come on. Play Paramount Plus? Come on. I'm just
Top
kidding.
notch, it's premium.
Yeah, come on, Josh. You can pull out something monthly fee. Come on,
so the show will be on Netflix in every other country, but the States it will be on Paramount Plus.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully we get lucked over for Canadians. Maybe it's like on Crave or on like on something like that. We'll see. But anyway, yes, as Josh was alluding to, we just saw a teaser trailer for the TV show coming to Paramount Plus, and listen, I'm such a fan of it. I'm not saying I'm such a fan of it. It's only like 1 minute long, but I think it's going to be great. I do really like the actor who's playing Master Chief. He's a really good actor. I was a big fan of The Wire, and I've seen him in Orange and New Black, and I've seen a bunch of other movies that he's been in. I think he's fully capable of playing like a younger Master Chief. It was great to hear the original Cortana being here. The original voice actress is actually playing Cortana because of, I think, scheduling conflicts with the lady that was supposed to play Dr. Halsey. So that's really cool. What do you guys hope to see in the TV show? For me, you know what? I'm not going to say I have high expectations. I'm just hoping it's a good show. I don't need it to be like the next greatest show that's Emmy award winning. I just want it to be an okay, good show. I don't have too many high expectations. I just want it to be good and safe.
I mostly just expected to give me those Halo feels, like the marketing campaigns and stuff like we've been talking about, like they've had in the past, just like the commercial they released not that long ago of the guy kind of explaining what it's like for him and everything, and like reading the books for me and everything. It makes me feel like I'm in that universe and I kind of know what's going on and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do it and see kind of where they take the story and everything.
Yeah, and I want to make sure I want to see good production value. I want it to look good, just as good as some of their trailers from even like the early 2000s. Some of those trailers, especially the ODST ones, were great, where they're all like standing in the rain.
Yeah, all the Neil Blomkamp videos. Oh.
Yeah, so I hope they take inspiration from that, because Halo can be, yes, it could be goofy with grunts running around going, ah, and stuff like that, but some of their marketing stuff, it can look so raw and dark, and
Yeah.
I hope they don't, I hope things don't look like people cosplaying Halo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I hope it doesn't look plasticky. I hope the production value is really, really high. And I want to see Master Chief just like fucking shit
Yep.
up, man. Give me that one camera shot, like Daredevil hallway, like kind of scene of Master Chief just like with a pistol going like crazy on a bunch of elites.
Yeah.
I just want to see cool stuff like that. And honestly, I hope he's on maybe not the focal point of the show. He's a cool character, but I feel like um, he can almost be like a beacon of hope in the show instead of the main
The main driving
protagonist.
force for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Usually
almost
in
feel like
TV, yeah. But
I almost
usually
feel
in
like the
TV,
show can go into like different territories, like make an episode about ODST or like other
yeah.
branches of the military. But you were saying,
Now, usually in TV series, like it's a very like important thing to make sure that you have a lot of strong supporting characters, just in case, because there's just you don't ever want to like just show so much of the batter of the cake. You want some of the icing on it, and you want some really awesome supporting characters. So I hope they have some like really interesting characters, because I saw that there was certain characters where I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. This other actor's playing another Spartan, and he was like, that's another whichever. But I just feel like most modern TV shows realize that like you can't just have an awesome lead. You have to have really awesome developing characters that also go through some great character arcs. So completely agree with you. The thing that I was debating with, because a friend of mine's like, I don't know if Master Chief can carry as a lead. But I always tell some of my friends, like some of my favorite movies have these kind of like interesting things where like RoboCop, the original RoboCop, I was like, it works. You know what I mean? So maybe it's cool to like
Yeah.
build, John's character up as well. So I'm hoping it gets something like that. So
Well, and
do
I
you
feel
think
like
they'll
if
do?
it's
No, sorry,
sort of
Dan.
if it's anything that's like the book series and everything,
Yeah.
it will be less focused on Master Chief necessarily and more focused on like his relationships with everything else, because a lot of his story is told through the game already, right?
Yeah.
So are you just going to retell the same story that's already been told before, or are you going to expand on it? Because Master Chief, as much as he's the main leader, like the biggest guy, which makes it great for a video game because you get to be that guy.
Yeah.
It in the book series and everything, it was always a lot more about like Reach or about his team that he was growing up with and how they became so tight-knit and how they were so good at everything they did and what kind of set Master Chief apart that made him successful on his own or especially with a big group of people. Like when he
Even
had his Spartan team and everything, it was friggin' awesome.
and he wasn't even the best one. There was actually
Yeah.
somebody who was better
It
than
was way
him,
better. Yeah. Soren,
and
I
he
think I want
died.
to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he died. So I'm curious if the show would almost do the thing a show does a lot of the time, where it's almost split. Where I'm
Yeah.
curious if they'll never show the actor out of like almost do the Mandalorian thing where he has the helmet on the entire time of the series, which I'm
think they
totally
should.
cool with.
Yeah.
But I think they'll do flashbacks to him growing up on Reach and
As a kid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that the sacrifices there, and so I feel like the show will be split between the two. But he's a controversial character in the sense that not like Master Chief's a controversial character, but they can take his upbringing and why he was chosen. Like they took him as a child, they replaced him with a clone to his parents that died like not even that long
Yeah. Like a few years
after.
later. Yeah.
He was experimented, like the ethics, you can say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the moral line his character kind of
Yeah.
represents
Yeah.
in this world is pretty interesting, because
Yeah.
It's
it's
just there's never a full understanding of how Master Chief like thinks on his own as opposed to what the UNSC has programmed into him.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you guys were talking about it. The Halo books are incredible. If anybody needs some reads, the Halo books are fantastic, including Fallout Reach, which was the first book. I did a book report on it, like on school when I was a kid. I remember that. And my teacher was like, "Didn't you just play it?" No, let me break this down. And exactly everything that Josh just said about the clones. And she's like, "Really? That's what happened?" I remember my grade 3 teacher. She was just like, "This is such a fantastic story." And then now I'm like, thank God it's finally going to be also told to a wider audience because, obviously not everyone's going to play a video game. Like while we're, talking about a podcast about video games, some people are going to watch TV and I think this is the perfect element. So all the best to these folks. I just hope they do it justice. I don't have crazy high hopes. I don't care if it's the next Game of Thrones. I just want it to be fine. That's all I want. I don't know. That's just me. I just think it's hard making TV series and movies and all that.
It's been a long time in the coming. It's been a long time coming for sure. So
yeah. What is it? Neil Blomkamp was trying to make it like 10, 12 years ago, and then he made District 9 instead, which was still a great movie, but
Is this still tied to Steven Spielberg?
No. This is not. He's actually not. Actually, he's still an executive producer on it, but he's barely in it. Like his production company, Amblin, is in it, but like this is mostly like a completely different. It's developed by like a completely different crew. He just has like an EP role, but that's like like that's because he also has a lot of stuff with Paramount. So, but it's very like the tying of Steven Spielberg is like literally name drop as an EP thing. So it's not directing any episode. He's not doing any of that stuff. It's the guy who directed one of the new Planet of the Apes movies, I think, is part of the directing crew. I think if I'm not mistaken, but could be wrong. But you know what? We'll see. I'm all power for it. All right.
You know what? Like, actually,
go ahead.
Before we go into the next topic, it has a lot to live up to. For being a good video game adaptation. I'm watching, and I'm going to just recommend this to both of you right now. Watch Arcane on Netflix. Watch that show. It is based off League of Legends. I know nothing about League of Legends. I
started watching it. Yeah, same.
What? I heard about it, but I didn't know it was like...
It's good.
If they can hit that kind of level of just quality, I'm in. But watch Arcane. So if you guys we're talking about video game adaptations, Arcane on Netflix, League of Legends. Who cares about League of Legends?
I feel like it's going to do at least as well as The Witcher is doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Witcher is not a bad. Yeah, but obviously it's more book adaptation.
But man, Microsoft, pick a platform that people actually have next time, please. Come on.
I think what's going to happen is like Game Pass subscribers are going to get like 1 month free of like Paramount Plus or something.
Yeah, for real. That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's literally what's going to happen. They're going to be like, Hopefully they don't release it bi-weekly or something, like weekly episodes or something like that when they do with Disney Plus, which always kind of got me annoyed, but we'll see. Anyway, moving on, there was something also that was added in the 20th anniversary that we should talk about, and that's, backwards compatibility. We got 70 new backwards titles added to the roster, and that's, I think that's quite a nice little farewell to the program, because guess what? They just announced that's pretty much the last batch. That's it. That's literally it. And I have to say, I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't care about old games or whatever it is, but right now there is a real big, strong discussion about preservation of games. And, like certain times it's like you have to think about the fact that like, not every new game's going to come out every day, and you want to go back memory lane and just to get it back and just to play it on your same console. I think that's a wonderful thing. So on one hand, I'm happy that there's 70 new titles. There's also a part of me that's also like, ooh, that's it?
Yeah.
What do you
get? The last one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of me is just like, you guys clearly have the tech there.
Yeah.
And this team clearly wants to move on to other things. I feel like ask one of your internal studios, or create a team or hire an outsourced studio just to work on this stuff alone. I guarantee you there's tons of developers out there who'd be like, oh, you want to pay me just to kind of do this and we can continue this program?
Yeah.
I think that would just be beneficial.
I think it's honestly going to be a phrasing issue more than anything. Like, there's going to be no more backwards compatible games because eventually they're just going to be remakes that release on xCloud.
Yeah.
Possibly, but remember, xCloud's architecture is based off of the Xbox Series X. So if it can't run on the Xbox Series X, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So they still need to continue that program, I feel.
You guys...
That's what I mean, is where it's going to be less backwards compatibility and more like with the tools that they're coming up with and everything, like how much work are you going to put into making it backwards compatible compared to just remaking it? It might end up just being faster and more efficient to just remake it.
Yeah. I'm so sorry to add, Josh, but do you guys think it's also, like, they had this lingo, like, licensing issue, but then, like, it's just so weird because then there's, like, a 50 Cent game which has, like, so many rap songs that's, like, you know, like, I just feel like there's a part of me that's like, you're saying there's licensing issues, but then it's, like, 50 Cent...
Like, I want... Like,
Get Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio feature. Like, how is that not a backwards compatibility like title? Like, there's like brute force. I don't care. It's a piece of crap game, but like it's still history. There's just some really missing titles. Is Condemned Criminal Origin on there?
I think so. I think
so
one of the Condemned
games. This is the list of games that just released.
Yeah.
Out of the 70 of the last games, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think Condemned's on this list.
I want to say it should be there, but like I'm on the Wikipedia page right now. It's like I feel like it is there. I want to. Yeah, Condemned Criminal Origins. First one is there, not two though. But Condemned Criminal Origins is there as well. But for me, it's like I actually wanted to play some of the Bond games again, but they're not apparently there. So like there were certain games where I was just like, oh, I remember playing when I was a kid, and I would just love to play it, and like I would love to see an XP boost, you know, like an FPS boost. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, but at least we got games like Disney's Chicken Little. Like, thank God.
Do you remember Disney's Chicken Little, the video game? You know. Yeah, I don't know.
The fact that that's going back up onto the store and people can buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they added the games like Fear 1, 2, 3. Those games are awesome. I would go back and buy all 3 of those games.
Game scared
I have a lot of, and this is a very happy memory, but a sad memory too. I have a lot of good memories of playing that game with my buddy CJ when I was younger, and he's sadly passed away. Not that long ago. And he was number 1 in the world online for that game for like a day. Nice. It was awesome.
Beautiful.
I remember looking at the scoreboard and we were like, oh, you're number 1, man. Like, that's so cool.
Amazing. It's amazing. Could, you know, there's one side, but like, here's the thing. Microsoft is really like they're not competing anybody else with backwards compatibility right now. So like
they still destroy everyone else.
They're still destroying everyone. So let's not like say like, oh, you know, we should be kind of, I would say like we are blessed to have like a huge list. It's just, it is a little bit of, you know, it's just, it is a sad story, but
I'm going to see it be the last. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's probably because there's quite a few of those games are being remade. As like Dan, you were saying, there's probably remaking some of those games and they want to probably delist those games probably. So I can see that too. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, we'll see. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, meantime, we should move and talk about the future. And that's cloud streaming. Because I really think that is what's going to be... I'm personally thinking cloud streaming is really going to be the future of gaming as well. Cloud streaming is officially on Xbox Series X and S and on the Xbox One family of consoles. So that means people who have an Xbox One can experience fantastic titles like The Medium, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and future next-gen only exclusives. I haven't tried this yet because I was trying to be like, oh, I should probably play this, and I was just like, well, let me play 14 hours of Halo Infinite multiplayer instead. But guys, this is great because just imagine the idea when you're on Game Pass and you're just like, should I download it? Let me just click it. Let me just play it. You know what I mean? So
Try it first, yeah.
yeah. So
I was fiddling with it today, and yeah, I don't know if it's I don't think it's my connection because like I have like what 500 down, 500 up.
Yeah.
And it was garbage right now. So thank God it's in beta still, and I have a direct connection on my Xbox Series X. So I was shocked.
Wired in.
Like
Yeah.
I've played this through the browser on my laptop, and it works great. But oh God, it was a mess. It was a mess.
That's one of the few things I was kind of disappointed in when the Series X released was that it didn't have a higher end Ethernet port. It's only 1 gig, I believe. And I understand why too.
What's the Ethernet port? It can go up to like a gigabit.
It's a gigabit Ethernet port. But there's like 10 gigabit Ethernet ports and everything now. I was hoping it would be on there, but I understand why it's not, because that is not a cheap port to put on the console, especially one that you're losing money on to begin with.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been great, but I imagine they'll probably release some sort of adapter for that if you want to get it in the future.
Well, I was trying to play Halo. Like I would have took like I was trying to play some Halo on cloud streaming on my browser the other day just to see how it was like, and it was playing pretty good through the Armory and stuff. But on the console, yeah, it's not too good. Oh yeah, Dan, I think the video needs to play.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I think maybe certain like single player campaigns may be a great way for cloud streaming. I don't know about certain multiplayer games. I feel like I kind of need that input, but it could be just me, you know.
It just wasn't working. Like it was just like a pixelated just piece like mess on the screen, and I don't know how it's going to get better. You know, I did call Bell today, and I'm like, oh, I was on your website and noticed you have the new Home Hub 4000 Wi-Fi 6 router. I'm going to want that for sure. I'm going to get a pod too to put upstairs. Because my wife does a lot of like direct streaming from her PC to her Oculus headset because she's real into the metaverse. So, but yeah, it needs work for sure. I'm wired in. Like I couldn't believe it. Like I gotta either talk to Bell technical support and be like, all right, I'm streaming this game right now. What's going on your end? Like, tell me what you see.
Well, you always see a lot of throttling and everything too. Still, like I was showing one of my buddies the other day just the speed test that's run directly on the home router compared to what runs on your computer, and how much that changes. It was like I should have a gigabit up and a gigabit down and like 800 up, and I was getting much less than that.
Yeah, it fluctuates.
My
sometimes my upload speed is just absolute garbage.
Yeah, I just completely unrelated, but I kind of wanted to add. Has any of you guys tried GeForce Now on the Series X yet?
No,
because I've been hearing some great things. I have a buddy who's got a Series S, and he says playing the GeForce Now, the input is phenomenal. He's also, the thing is that with a keyboard and mouse, you're playing PC games on streaming on the Series X, GeForce Now. So that is something as well. So maybe Xbox will fix that up as well. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, no, it works great on PC. I've played it for hours and hours. So let's just say and I don't know what's going on, like why it would work great on my browser and stuff and not through there. Like obviously they felt good enough to release it.
Yeah.
Though it's in beta, but like take it out of the inside program.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's true. Right now, not so good as alternative to downloading the game. So like not at all for me at least. But I'm very curious what you guys would think of it once you can try it.
I'm gonna test it out on the Xbox One. I got downstairs, and I'll definitely see how that's running.
I'll try it out soon. I'll try it soon. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of. I think there's a bunch of Game Pass games that's coming this week. A bunch of like, low end games. So I might as well give it a shot, see if that works. Let's go to our final discussion because we got to close it off because I feel like this is a good topic to talk about. It's about the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley has finally announced the Game of the Year nominees, and it seems like we have a couple of snubs, like Forza Horizon 5, which is sitting at a 92 at Metacritic, and Tales of Vesperia, which is a very highly rated. Tales of Rise. I'm sorry, it says this. Very highly rated JRPG. But yeah, here's the list. You got Deathloop. That's a PS5 game, going to come out for us next year. It Takes Two. Josh, you're definitely going to want to hear from you about that. Psychonauts 2, which we all played. Metroid Dread, which was a 2D version of Metroid. Resident Evil Village, which was not as highly reviewed as a lot of people would think. And then the Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart. And that was the recent Ratchet and Clank game. Yeah, what do you guys think, considering we have like major titles like Halo Infinite still to come, and there's certain other games into December that's also still to come.
Hitman's not even on there. Hitman 3 came out.
Hitman was well reviewed, actually, if I remember. Hitman had a high review score. But
honestly, I probably would have, like, what I would have made just from seeing this list, I would have just added 2 more titles.
Yeah.
Like, Forza should be on this list.
Yeah.
The fact that game is not on this list, and it's the highest reviewed game, probably one of the most played games. Friendships are being made out of this game. Like, people... It's just... If there is a racing game that can crack into the Game of the Year conversation at all, it is definitely Forza Horizon 5. And my whole issue with this whole, like, Game Awards, like, these are supposed to be our Oscars, okay? Right?
Yeah.
Our big Game Awards. Well, your Game Awards mean shit all if you don't represent the full year. So you're going to be like, okay, 10 months of the year matter. So if you want to be a part of our award show, you better come out in these first 10 months period, or you're just not going to be part of it. Like, Halo Infinite is coming out this year.
The biggest games come out in the holiday season, like right before Christmas, so that you're getting a big payout from people buying them for Christmas presents and stuff. Like,
like at the end of this year, so like what we get, Forza 5, we're getting Halo Infinite, and we're also getting the Gunk. The Gunk could be
an indie game head of the year. Yeah,
it could be the biggest surprise hit of this year. And those 3 titles can't even get into the conversation of next year's Game Awards because
they're not a part of that year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I don't know why they feel the need to be in December. I have no idea why they feel the need to be there. It should be January. If you are announcing new titles for games, people are going to tune into your award show. But, like, stop doing this, like, this early December show where November and December, which, like I said, those 3 titles could be in it, but they're not. And it just doesn't represent 2001. Because when people look back at 2001, they would be like, oh, Halo, Forza, like these like big titles. And they're like, who won Game of the Year this year? Oh, Psychonauts 2, which well-deserved. Even if I put Forza and Halo in that list, I would probably pick Psychonauts 2. Because that game, in my opinion, the subject matter, the creativity, the art style, that game was just at a whole nother level, in my opinion. It was true art in a game.
That's what I mean. It's a whole different Game Award show if you're not including those last 2 months.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And just like, but I feel like this is a conversation every year, right? Don't we have this conversation every year? I know we haven't had this podcast from them, but I feel like I'm having this conversation every year because, like, when Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came out, that was Game of the Year material. At least it should have been at least recognized in that list, but came out too late.
Yeah.
So like it
And
just doesn't represent the year.
yeah, it's hard to even like there has to be better defined rules for it. I'd have to say. It's just like even Deathloop. It's like, okay, Deathloop is great and all, but what if it wins Game of the Year after Xbox gets it? Like, but it can't anymore. Just because it had a year delay. Like what year should that fall into? Is the Xbox version going to be its own version that can win next year, or
well, it's
like how's that going to work?
It's funny because if you're on Metacritic, like the best reviewed years games of this year are all like games that released either last year, like Hades or Disco Elysium or like Flight Simulator, and then like it's Forza Horizon 5 at 92, and then Psychonauts like at 91, and then all these other games kind of come in. So it's just weird, and also Tales of Rise is also in one of those things, and so you're just kind of like, that's kind of weird. It's just, and I don't know. I feel like maybe it's like their assessment review process has to be cut off, but I'm just like, if it's still December 10th, I feel like you could sneak it in. If you're meant to.
I feel like all this would be solved if it was just an award show that happened early in the year. Like all this would be solved if it just happened early in the year.
Or very late December, maybe 20th.
It doesn't make sense to have a Game of the Year when it's not the year.
Yeah.
In that year, it's like Game of the Year, but like there's a game releasing next week. Like,
so speaking of which, we will be talking about our Game of the Year, but that will be the first episode of next year, which, we will be having a special guest on. We will talk about that later on, but like that's when we're going to be doing.
Alert, it's me.
Yeah, it's everybody. Yeah. The best game of the year, this guy right here. Yeah.
But at least we'll have an idea of like everything. Like at least I would have played the Gunk by then. I would have played all of Halo. Like, what if Halo Infinite's campaign is a fucking masterpiece? Like, what if it is like an actual like God of War level good, but it's not going to win Game of the Year? Like, is it going to be a next year's award? No, it's not.
It's like it's been forgotten by now because there's so many other reviewed games, right? So
it will win probably best. What will they do it? They have that category. It's like best continuing game.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's where Halo will win.
Yeah.
Which is it's bad, man. It's just not the year.
It's a bit tone deaf. That's what I'll say. It's definitely a bit. That. Hopefully they'll fix it up, but I'm looking forward to our Game of the Year. Yeah, exactly. I'm literally looking forward to that instead. Like Josh, when he said, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna do that. I was just like, oh, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have like so many little, you know what I mean? Like I want to do my own category of something. I don't know.
Get your notes down and stuff.
Oh my god! Once he said that, I'm like, oh, that's even much more fun. You know what I mean?
But what was I gonna say? No, I lost my train of thought. But
no.
I really hope after the backlash is kind of getting, it changes next year. So I hope they get the message this year and it changes going forward.
Yeah. Maybe we'll also have some dubious awards like best Game Pass paycheck for a developer. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll have something weird. Yeah. See something like that. But yeah. Okay, I guess that's it.
Well, I'm also looking forward to the announcements at the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, what is it? How many announcements? Like 40,
like
50?
Over in like it's in the double digits. They said so.
Oh okay.
I hope we see Fable, and I hope we see. Consider we didn't see Fable on Monday, which I was really hoping we would, but I hope we see Fable and Hellblade.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Perfect Dark and Fable at least for those two, because it's like, what is that, like almost how long, like since the reveal of Fable? It's been like a full year, right? They announced it at December last Game of the Year?
It's been 2 years or something like that. It's been forever.
Yeah, and the game's in heavy development, so.
I want to see Hellblade, Fable, and Avowed. Show me those 3 games.
Yeah.
I'd be a very happy camper.
I think they're also going to release, I think maybe they'll even show like Redfall, because if that game is coming out in like summer of 2022, that's like, you better start showing something, other than that trailer that you showed. So if that game is coming soon, we'll see.
Next E3 is going to be big, I think.
Next E3, yeah.
That's where things are starting to, will start
That's
to do it. All right, here we go.
Here's 2023, here's 20, ooh.
Exactly.
You
We've had
think
these
next year
developers for a couple of years now, so.
Yeah. You think next year there's going to be a whole streaming category?
Like I said a couple episodes, I'm very curious what will be the first game that will be stream, if not stream
Cloud only,
or Game Pass only. Like, actually, you know what? There's rumors that 1 versus 100 is in development. I could see 1 versus 100 being Game Pass only.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
I miss 1 versus. That will be the first one.
Yeah. That was such a fun game. Oh my god! Even though the rewards were like so minimal, I was just like, I don't care. That was such a, and my brother and I were like,
if it's Game Pass only, you could do interesting rewards like, your reward is pick like out of these 3 expansions for these games, like the Forza expansion pass, or like the Halo expansion, or here's Microsoft points. So you buy gift cards and stuff. Like the whole that whole game show is going to run off Microsoft points. You know that.
Yeah, it's going to be Microsoft money for sure. That would be a lot of fun. Oh my god. The future is so big for Xbox by next year. We're going to be spoiled. It's like, thank God we started a podcast. Yeah.
Dude, last week we got Forza 5 and this week we get Halo multiplayer early. Like, come on. They're spoiled.
Yeah.
Give it to me when I was a kid, I'd be crying.
Yeah. Thank God in January we'll do the nominees, because I need a lull. I need it to lull a little. You know what I mean?
My kids are going to grow up and be like, so what? There's a time before Game Pass? I'm like, yes, there was a time before Game Pass.
We had to sell it. We had to tell people that it's good.
Yeah, we had to trade in our games and stuff.
Yeah. And we used to rent our whole console.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You bought games for $70, or $90 Canadian. That's all.
Our Game Pass was Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Dan, send us off.
Take us away.
Don't forget. You just don't forget. Hit that subscribe button on our YouTube page. Hit that like button. Feel free to leave a comment down below. You can find us on audio only on Spotify, Google Podcasts. Just look for that Xbox North podcast. We're also on Reddit and Instagram. Look up Xbox North Podcast, and for Twitter, @NorthXbox.
Can you imagine when he gets like a really nice mic, how it's going to sound?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll be like lifting the hairs up on the back of my neck, right?
Getting real close.
Oh, man.
See. Well, I'm going to get out of this puddle. You have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much for watching and listening. See you next time.
Good day.